Aloha, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome. Thank you for joining today's live stream. This is Master Paul. Just had a little bit of a false start there. Hopefully there's no more hiccups with this live stream. But thank you for joining. Today is Tuesday. It is about noon here in Hawaii, and it is September 4, 2018. My goodness, how time flies. So I'm very grateful for your presence today. Today I'm going to be focusing on opening your spiritual channels. I'm going to be talking about what is the power and significance of opening your spiritual channels, and I'll be talking about what are examples excuse me, of what is open spiritual channels. So this will be a great opportunity for many of you. For some of you, you may or may not have time to stay, so if this sounds interesting to you, please make sure you like and subscribe, and then just come back to this page at the end of the hour, and you can always watch this recording again. Also, you can connect to me directly if you have any questions, so I look forward to serving you there. And in the meantime though, I'm going to share with you a little bit about what is opening spiritual channels, and what is the difference between what you think it is and what it actually is. I certainly had my own preconceptions of what I thought it was, and it is something that is quite a bit different than my preconceptions. Of course, you know, having a huge ego and going through the process in this life of squashing the ego, still more to go. You know, I thought I had studied all these different things, trained under different masters. Of course I know what open spiritual channels are. Yeah, well, obviously I had a lot to learn, and so I'll share some of those insights with you today as well. Those are some things you can expect. Is what are the channels? There are 4 major ones. I'll share with you what are the blockages along those channels, which specific energy centers, chakras, and unknown energy centers are related to opening your spiritual channels. Why are some people's third eye able to open? Why are others not? And then how can you open your third eye? Some people have their third eye open, but the big problem with people that have their third eye open is they don't know what to do with the information that is shared with them in their third eye. So one of the great values of having open spiritual channels, all 4 of the major channels, is that you'll have the ability to comprehend what you've been blessed to see if your third eye was open. Now in my case, and I'll touch on this a little bit more later on, in my case my third eye was not open, and did not open for quite a while, and so heaven trained me to hear messages clearly. Those are another example of open spiritual channels. So there's, as indicated, 4 major channels, and so there's quite a bit that I thought I had a decent understanding of, but truly did not. And I did not realize that until I actually started attending courses and doing practices each and every day with a very specific intention in mind, which was to receive messages from the soul world with clarity. A lot of it actually was related to my own purity, my ability to wean away and remove blockages of the heart. So I'll touch on all that today. I hope you're able to stick around and enjoy these aspects. Please like and share so other people are aware of this. Give me just a second, I need to do one thing here. Okay, so thank you again so much for your patience. So let's welcome whoever has joined us so far here today. Welcome James Pettis. Great to see you here, James. Welcome also to Steffi and Slivana. Welcome Lori. Welcome also Sherry Lee. Aloha and welcome Jennifer. Aloha and welcome Roshan Bell. Welcome Kristen Rojas. Keep an eye on Kristen Rojas chat box. She is my right hand. She posts things for me on my behalf that I'm talking about. Welcome Tania. Welcome also Angie Taylor and Carol Frederico. Aloha Candy Cornett. Aloha to Jennifer Kress Smith. Welcome also to Sharon Dodd, Lynn Strauss. Aloha. Welcome also to Richard Amodio, Johnny Mambode. Aloha to Jane Turner. Aloha and welcome to Phyllis Casper. If I missed your name, forgive me. thank you so much for joining, and thank you for sharing as well. So it was really interesting when I started this live stream. You have to set it up, and you have to put the content of what you're going to be talking about in the upper right corner. And I started it, and literally instantly Facebook cut it off within about 2 seconds. Quite curious. That's never happened in my 2 years of doing this. So I had to reload everything, and hopefully it sticks. Typically when that happens, that means that it's heaven is testing you. That's another thing that I talk about in the open spiritual channels. So while we're waiting for more souls to gather, let us go ahead and connect, as I always do, by utilizing the 4 powers and the source soul song of love, peace, and harmony. We do that by placing our hands in a prayer position, and in Master Sha's wisdom and teaching, he teaches us how to connect to heaven by dropping our left hand in front of our heart center, the right hand remain pointed towards heaven. Close your eyes and I'll call forth all the beings of light. Dear our beloved divine creator, all layers of the divine Tao, the source, all the beings of light serving the planet of the light side, including our beloved Jesus and Mother Mary, beloved Buddha, Amitofu, Shakyamuni Fo, beloved Krishna, Ganesha, Muhammad, all angels, healing angels, archangels, masters, ascended masters, gurus, lamas, sifus, saints, serving the planet of the light side, including beloved Mother Earth, the Sun, and the Moon, stars, planets, galaxies, and universes. We love you, we honor you, respect you. I bow my head to all of you. We ask most humbly and sincerely for your presence at this time to assist with this wisdom, this teaching, and any blessings that may occur through this program. We're extremely grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They're the source soul song of love, peace, and harmony, transmitted to all souls in all universes. We love you, we honor you, deeply appreciate you. We ask most humbly and sincerely for your presence as well. And we ask that as we chant love, peace, and harmony, you connect heart to heart, soul to soul. Bless us to further develop and awaken our spiritual channels. Please bless the delivery of this information to others who wish to develop and awaken their spiritual channels. And we invite all souls in all universes to join with us to chant at this time. So please join me in one round of chanting love, peace, and harmony. Lula, lula, li, 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 lula, 我爱我心儿灵，我爱自然人类，让明容和睦世上，相爱平安和谐，相爱平安和谐。I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. How, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome also Tammy Lee Blake, welcome Kathy, aloha, welcome Utma, Christine, and welcome Lutzia. Also to any other souls whose names I might have missed, thank you for coming. You are all veterans, and I'm very grateful for your presence. Actually, I see many names that have attended the Open Spiritual Channel courses that I offer. So for those that have just tuned in, October 7th, put it on your calendar, make notes. That's when the next course starts. For those that have already attended, you can attend for a very reduced cost. It's a special pricing just for the students that I won't announce to the public, but those that have already attended, you can attend again if you wish at a specially reduced honor fee. There is, I'm going to announce this more than once because later on new people will come in, but for those that wish to attend, the honor fee for the 12-week course, which I'm going to talk about next, is $200 early bird through now to the end of this month. After that it goes up to $360 for 12 weeks, basically $30 a course. So what do I do during this webinar, during this Open Spiritual Channels? Welcome Lori, welcome also to Tania. So What is discussed is the first 2 weeks is actually sets a huge foundation to the deep understanding of who we are, why we're here, and the nature of your soul on the levels that you've never understood before unless you've attended this course. It teaches about the foundation of what creates blockages in our lives, what creates blockages in our health. What does health have to do with open spiritual channels? What does open spiritual channels have to do with health? Well, these are the things that you discover in the course. There's a direct correlation. Those who finish the 12-week course in virtually every case feel much better, healthier. There is also a tremendous amount of emotional blockages that people have. Sometimes they're unaware of it, sometimes they're very aware of it. But through the course, through the releasing of the blockages that inhibit our spiritual channels, emotional limitations and blockages are also released. And it's not a bad thing, it's a very good thing. What happens is these physical, emotional, mental blockages inhibit our ability to connect spiritually. What causes physical, emotional, mental blockages? Well, in the wisdom and teachings of Dr. and Master Sha, what causes them is separation from source. What does that mean, separation from source? That means all, from the moment of our conception, from the moment God birthed us individually as a soul, from that moment forward, separation from source occurred when we as individuals with free will had thoughts or words or actions that were not in alignment with the original source love creation that we were born from. This is where yin yang is born. This is where separation is created. And so from that original moment of birth, here we are X amount of billions of years later, and we are in the process of return back to the heart of our beloved divine. And in that process, we need to awaken our spiritual channels. What happens when we awaken our spiritual channels? Well, we stop making a lot of unnecessary painful mistakes. So many painful mistakes. I wish I would have done this instead of doing this. Well, if our channels were open, we could have heard very clearly, don't do that. Heaven's always talking to us. Your heaven's team is always talking to you. You have guides, angels, and saints. Some of you sort of know that, but did you know that you can see them and talk to them? How do you do that? You open your spiritual channels. How do you do that? You attend the course and you do the practices. Well, my channel is already open. I hear messages already. I've heard these kinds of things. I was one of those ego-oriented people. Oh, I already hear things. I don't need this. Oh, my third eye is already open. I don't need this. I shake my head and I send that person a blessing because I was that person that had that ego that said, I don't need this. What I've come to learn through working with a truly enlightened being, Dr. and Master Sha, is that there is truly no end to opening your spiritual channels. I am still only maybe 5% of potential, and many people come to me for soul readings and blessings and guidance and whatnot, and I am just a neophyte in the opening spiritual channels process. And yet I have learned enough to be able to teach it to others, to hopefully with practice bring you to at least to the level where I'm at and hopefully beyond. So in opening the spiritual channels, it's important to understand the purpose. Many people will join my course. Many people will join my course for very different reasons. Some will join it because they heard they can feel better health-wise. Some will join it because they heard they can open their third eye. Okay, I'm all in. Some will join it because they're curious and they'd really like to know a little bit more. Everybody will have a unique and specific reason. Heaven has a very different reason than we do here on earth with our individual egos. Heaven's reason for assisting you to open your spiritual channels is very unique and specific. It's the highest reason that those who open their spiritual channels at a very high level come to eventually understand. So even though I will tell you what that reason is, it will go in one ear and out the other. It won't sit very long. I've had to hear it numerous times. The reason heaven, because it's not me that opens your spiritual channels, it's not you that opens your spiritual channels. When we do the practices, when we go through the necessary steps, it's heaven that decides. Who is heaven? Heaven is creator. Heaven is our soul. Heaven is our guides, angels, and saints that are assisting us on this soul journey. So when I say heaven, I'm referring to the entire hierarchy of those that are here to serve you on this soul journey. And as heaven decides on your behalf as a soul when and how much of your channels to open, how much of your soul journey will they allow to expand, how much of your spiritual channels will they open, that decision is based upon one very important thing: your understanding of why they are doing it. The reason why heaven will assist people to open their spiritual channels, this person much more than this person, and they both might be attending the same exact course, but why would they help this person more than this person? It has specifically to do with the purity of the intention of the opening of the spiritual channels. What will you do with these openings? What will you do when you are able to clearly hear guidance from the soul world, from the beings of light, from our beloved Jesus or Mother Mary or Buddha or Kuan Yin or God? If we're able to hear these messages, what heaven wants us to do is save people's lives. Heaven wants us to serve, to help, to make others happier and healthier. There are so many. I have done advertising with the help of Kristen. She does a lot of posting for me through Messenger, through Facebook, 3,000 Facebook friends. And I'm so surprised. One of the times I did an advertisement and it said, open your third eye. And there was at least 20 or 30 responses that said, oh, my third eye is already open. I don't need this. I was just like, man, send this person a blessing. Help awaken them past their ego. Third eye is not open just so that we can see. If it is opened, the purpose is so that we can be a better servant. There are many that are unable to open their third eye, even though they do practices. They Google all the third eye things and listen to the videos and the pineal gland transmissions and blah blah blah, and still nothing. Why? You've done all this too. I know at least half of you have. Why nothing? Why no response? Why no result? Very important question you need to ask. The reason why is because that person does not have the purity of the heart to discover to the message behind the message. If heaven opens your third eye, or if it's already been opened, it is because they are using you as a vessel with which to share information to help others. It's very simple. One of the things that people learn when they go through my 12-week Open Spiritual Channels course, which does include aspects of opening the third eye, is how to ask questions and how to attune your spiritual faculties to clearly hearing the answer. Because we are taught, I was taught by my spiritual father, Master Sha, and I teach the students, always ask, what does this image mean? Never assume that what the image is showing you is what your mind assumes it is. This is where people make huge karma. One of the reasons why people cannot open their third eye in many cases is because they have karma, previous lifetimes in which their third eye was open. They saw an image, they assumed with their mind that they understood what it meant. They told people the wrong information. That person then acted on the wrong information and it negatively impacted their spiritual journey. Third eye closed and it still has not opened. Heaven is in charge of all of your spiritual channels. What are the other channels? Let me pause a moment and welcome others. Welcome Anita, welcome Anne-Marie, welcome Aurora, welcome Kelly Pritchard, welcome Monica, welcome also to Patricia O'Connor, Aloha Delta, welcome Archana, and welcome Della, excuse me, welcome Vanessa, welcome also to Chai, and welcome Paul Bogie, welcome also to Janice Crosby, and anyone else, welcome. So The other spiritual channels, there are 4 major channels. I've got to clear my throat again. Okay, so the other 4 major channels. There is the third eye channel we've been speaking about. The divine direct knowing channel. We all have aspects of that happen in our life where we hear something very clear out of the blue, and we just 1,000,000% know it's accurate. And it could be something that we need an answer for, and other people say, well, how do you know? I don't know, I just know. That's called divine knowing. That's a channel, and that can be expanded to get a lot more of that in your life. There is the soul language channel. Very, very important. Every soul has a language, and I'm not talking about the 7,000 languages on Mother Earth. Every soul in all creation speaks the same language. Many people do not know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I trained with Master Sha. When you take my 12-week course, in week 6 we reveal your individual personal soul language. You then learn how to use your soul language to offer healing to others. It is a huge, huge opening, because it literally cracks open your soul. You know, you think about the pictures you've seen on the internet where it shows maybe a picture of an egg with light radiating off it, and then it cracks open and you see a picture of a human inside, right? You've all seen pictures like that on the internet. That's literally what happens when you crack open your soul language. It is nothing short of astounding, because you are cracking open so much more than that. It is the beginning of the 4 channels, which is why it is included in the Open Spiritual Channels course. Because once you crack open that part, what in essence you're doing is you're connecting the umbilical cord to your soul at a 10,000 times stronger level than it was before. This opens up all kinds of opportunities for reconnection to your soul journey, and every aspect of what you're trying to accomplish in this life. So opening spiritual channels is so much more than what people can comprehend. The second of the 4 channels is the translation channel. As we speak, this morning I was teaching a practice to my advanced class on open spiritual channels on receiving messages. We were practicing literally receiving messages from heaven, direct messages, and I was giving them guidance on the accuracy of their messages. So this is what you can expect as just a portion of what could be learned through opening spiritual channels. Now, I mentioned earlier that there is major blockages. There is health blockages, there is emotional blockages, there is mind blockages, there is heart blockages that all get in the way of your spiritual channels being open. And again, the reason we want our spiritual channels open are not for the cutesy things that we all think. It's so that we can be a better servant. Raise your hand if you'd like to save your parents' life. Raise your hand if you'd like to save your child's life. Open spiritual channels, you can hear messages very clearly. Call now, your sister needs your help. Go outside now. And you go outside and you see that your child has the hose wrapped around their neck and you don't even know how it happened. Open spiritual channels can save people's lives. It is not a small thing. In Hawaii, we've had hurricane threats, volcano threats, tsunami threats. Around the world is going through massive adjustment, massive, literally energetic adjustment at this time. Some of those energetic adjustments create these kinds of natural disasters. When people experience natural disasters, they go through great traumatic experiences. They need guidance. They need people that stand up as leaders that can guide, not from the ego, but from the level of soul. This is another value of open spiritual channels. Another value of open spiritual channels as a natural side effect, and I knew this, but I didn't know it until I completed the first course. I started creating and teaching this first course well over a year ago. And at the end of that first course, many of the students, their health conditions were dramatically improved. And I was like, huh, well, I know that was going to happen, but I didn't know it was going to happen because I didn't really talk about it through the whole course. It was just a natural natural side effect. I talked about opening your channels, all the necessary practices for the various energy centers and chakras. But people had significant health benefits. Why? Why did they have health benefits? You'll learn a lot more, but I'll give you a little snippet of value as to why. One of the main reasons why people's health improved was because we are energetic vehicles before we are a physical body. And you've heard me say this before, but underneath the microscope, 1% is material, matter. 1%. 99% is space that matter floats in. Now think about that. You literally are not solid. You are about as unsolid as it gets. You are literally a mass of space with just enough solid matter to make you look like you're actually a person. You get it? And that's scientifically proven. So 99% of you is space. And in that space is where all of the blockages are. All of them. What those blockages do in the space is they impact the matter. Traditional Chinese wisdom teaches that when you move the qi, blood follows. In Master Sha's wisdom, qi dao, what was it? Qi dao, li dao, I'll get it right in a second, basically means the same thing in Mandarin Chinese. Qi moves, blood follows. But if you apply it to this wisdom, this science, when you move the qi, life force energy, the space, when you move the energy within the space, then blood follows. What does that mean? That means the matter has to adjust itself. So health in the human body starts with our imbalances at the level of soul. Our karmic blockages, our mindsets, our attitudes, our beliefs, our selfishness, our heart blockages. These are all karmic based, and the karma resides at the level of soul, which then impacts our physical body. Our soul lives forever. I've said this many times before. I'll say it again. Soul lives forever. Soul is the carrier of all these karmas, all of these blockages, all of these negative mindsets, attitudes, beliefs, all of these ego attachments, all of the selfishnesses, the greeds, all the times we've ever made mistakes and brought harm and suffering to others shows up in our physical body. And you see it as pain. You experience it as a tumor or a headache or a migraine or financial suffering. But it originates at the level of soul. It resides in the space, which then impacts the physical. So when we are working through the 12-week program of opening your spiritual channels, what in essence is occurring? You are literally clearing the space, because we're working with various specific energy centers that have associations with these 4 major channels. We're working with all of the chakras. We are working with all the spaces that connect the chakras, all the spaces that connect the 5 major energy centers in the lower part of your body. We are connecting with the spaces that run along the back of your body. All of this space holds huge blockage. And as we clear these blockages, the natural side effect is improved health. Who doesn't want improved health, right? Everybody wants their health to be improved. Excuse me. I apologize about my throat. Thank you. And so when we do these 12-week classes, not only are we improving our health, we are releasing emotional blockages. I go into the specific areas of the body in organized sections, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th chakras, etc. Oh, I already know about the chakras. I took a class in it. Oh, I've had crystals waved over my chakras. I'm good to go. I'm already balanced. Thank you so much. I was that person that said those things. You know, you want me to knock the ego off you, or do you want to go back 15 years and knock the ego off me? You haven't learned this. I thought I understood it. You don't know what you think you know. The biggest error for all humanity is we don't know what we think we know, right? It's what we think it's the 93% is what we don't know. And we're so stuck in our 7% thinking we know everything. Trust me when I say you have zero comprehension of the chakras and their associations to your spiritual channels, your health, and everything else. They have a huge association to your emotions. A lot of people don't know that. Your organs and systems have a huge association to your emotions. When you go through the 12-week Open Spiritual Channels course, many blockages in the emotions are released. You could literally resolve a lifetime of blockages with some family members because you went through a 12-week Open Spiritual Channels course. It's happened before. It could happen again. The next thing is the mental body. The mental body is one of the biggest blockages in opening the spiritual channels. Negative mindsets, negative attitudes, negative beliefs, ego attachments. Oh, I'm never going to open my third eye. Oh, it's never happened before. I've done practices forever. Why should I do it? Oh, I know I don't hear anything. I've tried many times. I've meditated. I hear nothing. Ah, I love talking to the air. I clicked on the sound to come back on. Okay, go backwards. The mind. The mind is a major blockage. Mindsets, attitudes, beliefs. Oh, I can't open my third eye. I've tried. Doesn't work. I can't hear anything. I've meditated before. I hear nothing. These are negativities directly related to, of course, opening our channels, but those are just minor compared to the negativities that negatively impact us. Negativity is very, very karmic. Imagine, you know, you probably had one person in your life that is very derogatory, very, you're never going to amount to this, blah, 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 blah. What do you think that does to our psyche? What does that do to our health and well-being? Of course, it doesn't help our self-esteem. And so negativities like that reside on our soul. We could have been very unpleasant to others. The law of cause and effect says that if you have a person in your life like that, then it's possible, 50%, that you were a person just like that to somebody else. How much would that suck if you were that kind of a miserable person that they were to you, right? And so these kinds of negativities, they stay in our spaces. If we have these blockages in our spaces, our spiritual channels cannot be open. We cannot hear the message to save our child's life. We cannot see a vision to go over here to this part and help this person in this car. Heaven wants us to open our spiritual channels. They cannot do that unless we are a willing participant in the process, which means we have to remove our ego and learn the steps to do it, which means we have to take the courses. Doesn't have to be with me. There are other masters that teach this course. You can go to India, fly over there, hang out with the master for 6 months, because they're not going to talk to you for a long time, and then set up camp, donate everything you have, live with them for 2 years, and maybe you'll get some good courses in opening your spiritual channels. Or you can simply train with a tried and true working program that costs a lot less. You know, my program until the end of this month is only $200. That's for 3 months worth of wisdom. That's pretty impressive. So I hope you sign up for it. The links are listed at the top of this live stream. and also Kristen has posted them. But don't do it unless you want to purify your soul, heart, mind, and body. One of the things that I'm required to go into in the first week or two of the course is the things that you can expect that can happen for you in your physical healing, in your emotional, mental healing. Because as people clear these blockages from their body, they start feeling better. Weird things start happening with their body. They might have a pain come up in their back that hasn't been there in 20 years. It'll go away in a week, but it's very strange. Why would it come up? I haven't had this issue for 20 years. I didn't do anything that would cause it. It's because it is releasing blockages. Okay. Keep getting messages that you guys can't hear me from Kristen, but I know you can. So now I'm going to offer a few examples. All right. So open spiritual channels. An open spiritual channel is, an example is hearing a message from heaven. So I'm going to ask heaven for a message for you regarding this subject matter today. And we'll see what heaven has to say. The link is above, David, for everybody. The link is in Kristen Rojas's chat, and it's also listed at the top of the information about this video. Give me a second. Okay. So let me connect, and then I'll give you an example. Now, this is also what is called flow, guidance. Some people call it channeling. I don't really like that word. I don't think that's accurate. Channeling is more speaking somebody else's voice. This is receiving a message and speaking that message. So I will ask, dear beloved heaven, could you please choose a spokesperson and offer guidance to all those watching this video? What is your perspective on the purpose, the power, and the significance of opening spiritual channels? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, you'll learn this process too. I clear my throat. I chant a little bit to clear my channels to make sure I'm receiving a clear message, and then I speak the words that I'm hearing. Dear ones, it is my honor to deliver this message to you today. Opening your spiritual channels is one of the most important things that you can do for your soul journey. There are so many lifetimes that are completely wasted because people, which are souls that incarnate on earth and become people with personalities and egos, people waste the entirety of their life chasing everything physical. They chase sex, they chase education, they chase television, they chase mountains, they chase just about everything except alignment with their soul. Your soul does not necessarily want to be here, with few exceptions. Many have come to serve those who are lost. Those who are lost are those who chase everything except their soul. So with the few exceptions of those that have come to serve, almost everyone is unaware of their soul and alignment with their soul. When one opens their spiritual channels and focuses consistently on opening their spiritual channels, what in essence they are doing is they are shortening the suffering. They are preparing themselves to return to the heart of their Creator. They are creating happiness and joy they are removing pain and suffering. When one opens their spiritual channels, they are releasing countless lifetimes of blockages that would cause them to remain unawake and unaware. When one opens their spiritual channels, they are serving the divine. They accomplish this by clearly doing what is being asked from the soul world. When you are in alignment with the soul world, you are in alignment with your soul. When you are in alignment with your soul, you are on path to return to the heart of the divine. This very simple statement is more important than you can imagine, because each beacon of light is the light that lights up the path for the ones behind you that cannot quite find the way yet. So by you awakening your spiritual channels and further aligning to your soul, your light becomes brighter and brighter, and this assists everybody who is yet to awaken. This is of the greatest importance, for this is how humanity as a whole will move into the higher dimensions and achieve the greatest goal of all, to return to the heart of our beloved divine creator. This is one speaking on behalf of heaven. How. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this example of divine flow took me about 2 years to get to the accuracy, the smoothness, the amount of information. It took a while. Some of you, oh, I don't have the time for that. You know, you told me it'd be 12 weeks and then I'd be miraculous and my third eye would be wide open and I would see everything and I'm just good to go. No, I didn't say that. Watch your mind if you thought that. This is a lifelong course. Your soul didn't come here to have you do a 12-week course and it's okay, done. I'm ready to go, good to go. Let's go back to all of the fake things that life drags me away. Let's go watch these dramas on TV and let's go back over here and occupy my mind with all these useless things. That's not what life is about. Life is about aligning to your soul and your soul journey. So those that dedicate to that path, at least in my experience, you need to have a teacher. I cannot tell you how many people I've come across that are so very lost because they don't have a teacher. It does not have to be me, guys. It needs to be someone that you resonate with at the level of the heart. Someone that you're very clear their purpose is to serve you. They have no ulterior motive. They have no agenda other than to serve you. This is why I love my teacher, Master Sha. This is why I speak so highly of him. There's no ulterior motive, no agenda. I've witnessed this for 10 years and I try to emulate that as much as possible. Long way to go, doing the best I can. Find a teacher that is good for you, but to find the answers on the net by yourself, watching a video here or a video there, or getting crystals waved over your chakras and thinking it's going to last your whole life, not going to happen, guys. I've been there, done that, wasted 20 years on that stuff. Okay, it's what's led me to the wisdom that I'm sharing with you. So I'm now going to offer you a blessing. I'm going to offer you a blessing with my soul language and soul song. This is something that you will learn in week 6 of the Awakened Spiritual Channels courses. In week 6, I teach my students to awaken their soul language, and then I give them an assignment to go do blessings for others, to offer a healing to others with their soul language. And in every case, they came back shocked that there was results. So I will offer you a blessing with my soul language. Why does soul language, why can it bring blessings to others? Why can it bring healing to others? Because our soul carries extraordinary frequency, much higher light than we carry in this third dimensional carcass that we're living in, that's blocked by all these mindsets, attitudes, and beliefs. Our soul is not inhibited or limited by this third dimensional experience. So when we ask our soul language, which is directly associated to our soul, to offer a blessing, then it's substantially better than you or me putting our hand up and offering a blessing. Okay, so much that can be offered and so much that can be learned in this course. So everybody sit up straight, prepare to receive. Relax your shoulders. Bring your thoughts and your mind and your breath into your lower abdomen. For those that came in late, I encourage you to watch from the beginning once this video is completed. I'm in a bit of a tangent today, kind of direct in my communication. Prepare to receive this blessing. Dear my beloved soul language channel, soul song, could you please offer a blessing as appropriate for everyone who watches this video? For their request, make your own request at this time silently. Just tell heaven. One thing only, please. Not 12 things. One thing only. You ask for 12 things, you're just going to disperse the fluid. If you put fluid in 8 different cups, you know, you're going to get a little bit. One thing only. Prepare to receive. This blessing is as appropriate for everyone's request. This is soul language. Soul song. Ha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you had an experience, you felt vibration, warmth, you feel a difference in the discomfort that you may have been measurable. Maybe you had pain in the back of your neck, it's less. Maybe you had headache, it's gone. Maybe you had abdominal ache, now it's gone. Please share. Also, again, finally, I invite you, October 7, this is the beginning of my Open Spiritual Channels course. It is recorded, so not everybody can make it. You might go and look at the times and go, you know, I'm in church at that time, or I have a volleyball practice at that time. Doesn't matter, it's recorded. Okay, you're going to be able to make some of it. Every once in a while you're going to be able to miss some of it. That's okay. In fact, the recordings are kept for a year. I keep them on my website. Many of the students go back and watch the recordings. It's interactive. You get it's private webinar, so it's one-on-one. The last couple of courses have been about 12 people. I'm looking to get 20 people this time, and it's one-on-one, and that's so huge because you get private access to me, and that means I'm going to be assisting you to open your spiritual channels. I'll be able to help answer your questions throughout the week. You'll have guided practices throughout the week. I do a midweek practice, which is very important. So we do a teaching on a PowerPoint, and it's pretty amazing. There are many of the students that are watching today that went through these courses, and they can tell you how wonderful it was, and many of their comments are on my testimonials. So I encourage you to join that course, and it is a reduced cost until the end of this month. Normally it's $360. Now it's only $200 till the end of this month. Okay, so save up. So I want to thank Kristen for serving and helping. She's been invaluable. All you guys, give her your love, give her your thanks. And she has a hard time receiving because she just wants to offer unconditionally. But balance means you also need to receive gratitude. So I'm grateful to Kristen and grateful to all of you. Thank you for sharing with your family and friends, people that you care about. And for those that are veterans that have attended my course, keep an eye, and I'll be sending you out a special email with a reduced cost for you to reattend if you want to. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you Thursday, 3 hours earlier, 9 a.m. Bye-bye.